What's up, guys? Down bringing you guys yet another gameplay. This is a 41-4 game on Prison Break. I cut this up a little bit. The first 4 deaths I got, I'll explain it here in a second, but this is the map Prison Break, running the Remington. I've got, I believe, Amplified, Dead Silence, Blast Shield, Scavenger, and I might have something else, I don't know. Using the Remington, like I said, with Red Dot and Muzzle Brake. Playing with another guy, clanmate of mine, brother. You all know him pretty much by him being in most of my rage tages, or actually all of them, every single one of them he's been in. I'm working on the next one. He's going to be in it as well, of course. But basically, I cut it into the part where I die my 4th time. I go on a really good streak here. This is a K.E.M streak. Pretty much the first 4 deaths I died here on the ridge or in this area, so I decided why not run this place, run around it and kill these kids. Running support. I got some operations to get the Oracle, some stuff for it, some other shit too. Using the vest and the SATCOM, of course. But ultimately, I decided to run the ridge, run around this area because you could see these kids are all coming this way, and I pretty much decided that I was going to run this. Brother sort of stayed in the middle here, B and C, sort of stayed in between. When they started spawning A, I kind of looked out every once in a while and took them out, but I was kind of scared here because I knew they were coming. I could hear them, and you can just see that I'm running around here, running this little area right here, and just waiting, just being patient. There's no reason to run out like that. I mean, you can call it camping all you want, but if I can hear somebody right on me, I'm not going to run out like an idiot. This game robs me too much. I didn't have ready up or sleight of hand on, so if I ran out there like that and put myself in a bad situation, it was over for me. There you can see 4 deaths right there. Picking these guys off as they come to me, and then I'm going to start running back towards this way. And towards the end, I think they ended up getting C, but you can see that as it happens. But I want to talk a little about the NFL today. The Colts got a win finally. Man, they better beat Houston or I'd be really disappointed. But that's not what I want to talk about. There's 2 games that I was really pretty impressed about, and that was the Packers playing the Cowboys. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is with the Packers right now. He's hurt, I think, broken collarbone. They hired Matt Flynn back. The guy who's getting every job taken away from him. He went to Seattle, he went to Oakland, and he couldn't keep the starting job. But he did pretty well yesterday. The Cowboys ended up blowing their lead that they had pretty badly. I ended up changing the channel because I thought it was over. I thought the Cowboys done beat them. And lo and behold, I ended up turning it back, and they were really into the game right now. They were back into it, and it was becoming a pretty good game. But the thing is, though, the Cowboys weren't running the ball. They were in the 4th quarter and were not running the ball. And I believe I heard Jerry Jones say something about, after the game was over, he said something about they kept putting up, touchdowns and shit, and they wanted, he wanted the Cowboys to answer. Well, I guess he's wishing he wouldn't have done that because the Packers ended up coming back. I think it was like 24 points. I believe it was like 23, 24 points they ended up coming back from. That's insane. And they ended up coming back and winning the game, all because they wouldn't run the ball and they wouldn't run out the clock. And I believe after the game, the post-game show, I heard somebody who I don't remember who it was, but he said something about they had 8.5 yards a carry, which is fucking awesome. I mean, why not run the ball? They had 8.5 in the first half. They didn't run the ball, and it cost them pretty much. Defense, they were running like 9 on the line, 8 on the line. Why you would want to do that, I have no idea. If you can't complete a pass with 8 or 9 people on the line, you're not very good. And the Packers tore their shit up, and the Packers ended up taking the win. Tony Romo ends up throwing 2 picks at the end of the game that really sealed the deal. And it was just it was pretty crazy. And then the second game I watched, it was the Monday Night Football game, Baltimore and the Detroit Lions. Obviously, really good game towards the end there. They got into like the 4th quarter, and it was getting really crazy. I believe it was like, I don't know, 18-16 or something like that. I think that was the final score, 18-17, something like that. Detroit ended up going down and getting a score, and then Baltimore got it and ended up getting it, pretty close. And then they ended up kicking a 61-yard or 60-yard field goal. Justin Tucker's just got an animal. Ended up barely getting it over the right side of the field goal post, but it was a pretty crazy game. He nailed it, just barely got it over, and it was a really good game. Those were two games I was really impressed with. As for my Colts, they beat Houston 25-3, and I don't know, I kind of don't like watching Colts games because every time I do, it seems like they always get destroyed. I don't know if there's anybody else out there like that, but your team, if you want to, I'll watch my Boston Red Sox in the World Series. Don't get me wrong about that. Of course I watch them in the World Series. And if the Colts get in the Super Bowl someday, of course I'm going to watch. I watched the last two that they were in. But people, I don't know if it's just me, but every time I feel like I watch a Colts game, I feel like they lose. That's why I don't really like watching them. Plus, they don't usually come on any of the channels I have anyway. I don't have DirecTV anymore, or satellite. I have cable, so if it's not on ESPN or something, I can't watch it. Of course, I got NBC and all that, Channel 5, Channel 3, all those other channels. Glad I get to watch the Super Bowl, of course, but, NFL Network I don't have. I can't watch it. I just feel like most of the time the Colts aren't even on TV, and when they are, at least every time I watch, they get destroyed. So I kind of stray away from watching Colts games because I feel like they always get raped. I guess that's just superstitious, I guess. But anytime they're on, I watch them just because I want to. If they get blown out, they get blown out. It's not my fault, but I just feel that way sometimes. It's just a little weird. But they beat Houston. They got blew out by a few teams that they shouldn't have. Quite honestly, the Rams for one. No way in hell should they have gotten blown out by the Rams. That was ridiculous. And then the Broncos lose to the Chargers. The playoff run is going to be a little crazy. The Broncos have lost like 3. And I figured they were going to just roll on everybody, but Peyton Manning's still on a pace for a record-breaking season. They're only at week 15. I think they play next week. I think he's at like 40-something touchdowns. He's high up in the 40s on his touchdowns. He should be able to break Brady's record of I think 50. And I think Peyton had the original record, 49, in a season with the Colts way back when they were dominating with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, the golden years. Of course, Reggie Wayne got hurt this year, which is really awful. Can't believe that shit. But either way, it's looking to be a interesting playoff picture. Next year we got, and Jameis Winston wins the Heisman, and they go to the national championship to play Auburn. That's going to be a pretty good game, I think. Next year's NCAA tournament, though, is going to be pretty sick. But looking forward to this year's playoffs for the NFL. Really looking forward to that. Here you see little Brother Bear getting the last kill here. 34 kill streak, I believe I had. So I appreciate you guys watching as always, and peace out.